Football fans, welcome to another Call Sheet Short. Kevin Smith with you, and today our topic is, where might Russell Wilson land? The newly released quarterback jettisoned on Monday by the Broncos after a 2022 trade in which Denver traded 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. One of those first-round picks turned out to be Pro Bowl corner Devin Witherspoon, 3 active players, one of which was effective pass-catching tight end Noah Fant, to the Seattle Seahawks in return for Wilson. And what did Denver get for their investment? They got 11 wins. Russell Wilson went 11-19 as the quarterback in Denver. And then the Broncos cut him loose on Monday, in the process of which they will now eat $85 million in dead money. That's an incredible number, more than twice the largest number in league history. And they'll move on. But of course, Wilson will move on too. So now where's he going? Where might Russell Wilson land? Let's give you 3 teams I think are the leaders to sign him. Before we do those 3 teams, real quick, let's talk about 2 teams who I don't think will sign him. Teams that are rumored to be in on Wilson, but who I believe are unlikely to sign him. One of those teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers have been linked to a bunch of different guys this offseason, whether it's Wilson or Ryan Tannehill or Kirk Cousins or Justin Fields. But I think the Steelers are going to honor their word. They have said over and over that they're committed to seeing if Kenny Pickett can be their franchise guy. And I believe they'll give him 1 more year to prove that, and bringing in a veteran like Wilson will not help in that process. So I think the Steelers are out. I think the Falcons are out. They're another team linked to a bunch of different quarterbacks. If Atlanta makes a move, I believe that move is either going to be a trade for Fields or an attempt to sign Cousins. But I don't believe that they'll make a move for Wilson. So then who might? That gives us 3, I think, likely candidates. The first of which are the Minnesota Vikings. If they move on from Cousins, or if Cousins moves on from them, which is highly likely, then they're going to be in the market for a quarterback. Minnesota holds the 11th pick in the draft. I think if they part ways with Cousins, that they'll take a quarterback. I just did a Call Sheet Short talking about why I think J.J. McCarthy would be a great pick for them in the 11 spot. But I don't think you want to rush J.J. McCarthy into the starting lineup, and signing a bridge quarterback like Wilson could be a great deal for them, especially if they can get him for cheap. The Broncos are on the hook next year for paying Wilson $39 million, which means he might agree to sign with another team for $2 or $3 or $4 million a year. And if Minnesota, who has to do big contracts for Danielle Hunter, for Justin Jefferson, if they can get a guy like Wilson for cheap, it might be a smart move for them. Another team that could be on him, the New England Patriots. Now, they picked 3rd in the upcoming NFL draft, and they're also likely to take a quarterback. But what if they don't? What if they decide that a guy like Drake May or Jalen Daniels isn't worth the number 3 pick when they can get Marvin Harrison Jr., right? Who looks like a bona fide NFL superstar in the making. And what if New England says, hey, we're willing to wait a year on the quarterback. We can get Russell Wilson to come in here and probably give us 2 good years of football. And in addition, land Marvin Harrison Jr., and we'll take our chances on the future free agent market, or maybe on a draft pick a year down the road. That's a real possibility. New England could be a player in the Russell Wilson market. But the team I think is the favorite to land him are the Las Vegas Raiders. Right? The Raiders are a pretty good football team. They've got a good roster, a good nucleus. They play in a tough division in the AFC West. They got bad quarterback play last year. First from Jimmy Garoppolo. That experiment fell apart. And then Aiden O'Connell, the rookie, came in, and he did some decent things, but he clearly needs some seasoning. Right? Vegas could be a spot where Wilson might think is attractive because they got a good roster. They got a chance to compete for a playoff spot, and he's got the bonus of being able to stick it to the Broncos, who he'll play twice a year if he goes to Vegas. So for me, it's those 3 teams, Minnesota, New England, and Vegas, who I think are the favorites to land Wilson. It'll be a fascinating thing to watch play out. All right, it's Kevin Smith with another Call Sheet Short. Take care, everybody.